Hello friends, welcome to my channel Clinical Biochemistry with Dr. PK Prabhakar. Today we are going to talk about the research ethics in the publication and the research. So we will see what are the significance of research ethics and how it is important, and especially we will more focus on the unethical practices which is going to happen in the research and research publications. So what is actually research? Whenever we are going to find answer for any questions and through a scientific manner, through a process, well-defined scientific process, that is called as research. So research is a systematic process for investigation and analyzing the information to generate new knowledge, validating existing knowledge, and solve a specific problem. So in this research, normally we formulate questions, collect actually a specific data for those questions, analyze those generated data, and interpret the result, and ultimately we come to a conclusion. That is the sequential process for solving a question. This research can be qualitative and can be quantitative. Whenever a research normally involves a numerical value, numerical data, it's called as quantitative. And when it will be not having any kind of numerical value, there normally it's called a qualitative data, qualitative research. So quantitative data are normally going to be validated through the statistical processes and different methods. And so, why normally we conduct research? There are a number of reasons why we conduct research. So, these are the some of the specific reasons why we conduct research, why we do research. So, sometimes we increase our advancement of understanding for research. Sometimes we try to solve some problems. Sometimes we formulate a hypothesis and theory, and then to prove those theory and hypothesis, we do research. Especially policymakers and the businesses requires the evidence-based decision making. That time we do research. To promote innovation and creativity, also we do research. Sometimes, according as per our requirement for the academic discourse or academic curriculum, we do research. Uh, Improving human health, we try to find out medicines, mechanism of disease, mechanism of treatments, how treatment works. So for that one, also we conduct different kind of research, especially in archaeology, architectures, history. We for the preservation of our cultural heritage, we do research. Enhancing education and learning, that is a part of the education systems. There, sometime it will be part of the course where we have to conduct some kind of research related activities, research. So these are some of the regions, and whenever we do research, it need to get published. So these are some of the specific regions for getting it published. It might be applicable for some of you, or it might not be applicable. Means all the regions are not going to be applicable for some of everyone, but it might be applicable some or more regions for many of us. Now come to the research ethics. Why? What is the ethics? Ethics means it is the moral value, moral honesty. You can call it the what to do and what not to do. So ethics is in research are the guidelines that helps to ensure research in the conducting responsibility and ethically. It normally helps us researchers to respect human rights, protect participants, and maintains integrity. Respect means protect participant means not only participant means not only the human, not only the animals, but also environment. You can call it society. You can call it. So research ethics normally involves the application of fundamental ethical principles to research activities, like the design and implementation of research, respect towards the society and others, the use of resources and research outputs, scientific misconducts, and the regulation of research. Uh, why research is important? What is the significance? Why ethics is important in the research publications? So first one is the ensures honesty. Normally, ethical research prevents the scientist from making us the fake result or the manipulating the data to look impressive. It helps in the protect credit and rights. It ensures that the people or the scientist or researcher who works on the research get proper credit and no one steal their idea or their credit. Prevent harms, like in the case of clinical research or in clinical trials, unethical research can lead to the wrong medical treatments, so faulty products or misinformation that harms the society or human or the animal or life. Builds public trust. Research means when scientists follow ethical rules, people can trust research findings and use them for real life applications. And last one is the maintained scientific integrity. So ethical publishing ensures that only genuine, high quality research is available, preventing misleading and harmful information from spreading. So these are the some of why research ethics is important in the scientific community. There are nine area which is going to be considered for responsible to conduct research. These are the according to the National Office of Research Integrity. So these are the nine different area: data acquisitions, management, sharing and ownership, conflict of interest and commitment, human subject, animal welfare, research misconduct, publication practices and responsible authorship, mentor trainee responsibilities, peer review, and last one is collaborative science. So these are the nine area where normally scientific is responsible or specific ethical principle need to be applicable, need to be followed. So we are having number of roughly 14 or 15 different types of you can call it the different unethical practices is going to happen. The first one and the most important one which commonly happen, that is the plagiarism. Plagiarism means it is actually literal meaning is copying others' works without giving proper citations. So if you see the different kind of dictionaries according to the Merriam-Webster's online dictionary, plagiarize means the to steal and pass of the idea without giving the proper credit, or to use another productions without crediting to the source, to commit literally theft and present new and original idea uh, or the product derived from the existing source. So actually, plagiarism means taking someone else's idea and claiming it as your own, but without giving the proper credit. So, in other words, plagiarism is an act of fraud. It involves both stealing someone else's word and lying about it. So there are different type of plagiarism we are having. If you'll see the Trinitine, according to Trinitine plagiarism tool, we are having roughly 10 different types of plagiarism are available. But common type of plagiarism are direct plagiarism, where exactly we are going to copy and paste the text verbatim from another sources. Means exactly copy and paste it as such. Then we are having another type of plagiarism that is called as self-plagiarism, which is also called as redundant plagiarism publications, reusing your own content without giving the proper credit, proper citations. Then we are having mosaic plagiarism, where we are going to mix content from the multiple sources. Uh, Paraphrasing plagiarism is rewording some of the important keywords. You are going to use synonyms or you are going to rename it. And then we are having data plagiarism, where using data, figures, experimental sources, results from the another researchers without giving the proper citation, yeah, proper credit to the actual researcher, actual author. What are the consequences of this plagiarism? Is paper will be retracted. So paper retraction will be the common uh, consequences for almost all the cases of unethical practices. So paper retraction and journal blacklisting, academic penalties including revocation of the degree if it is required for the degree. UGC has in India, University Grant Commission has their own policies for the plagiarism, and then legal action in case of the copyright violations. Second type of important unethical practices is called as self plagiarism. Self plagiarism is also called as redundant publications, where we are going to submit our previously published works and its significant portion as a new publication without proper giving citation proper credit. Some of the example of self plagiarism are republishing the same research finding in different journals. So we publish the same content into the two different journals. Then submitting a conference paper. Previously, we have presented the paper into the conference, and then same content we are going to publish into the different journals without disclosing that it was already published. Then recycling previously published text without referring to the original text. These are the three important type. Why it is unethical? Because it is going to waste the journal resources, especially journals space is very important, and so it need to be used wisely. Mislead readers by making them believe their work is novel, violating copyright agreement, and again consequences is general rejection or retraction and damage to the author's academic reputation. Then third important type of unethical practices is salami slicing or salami publication. Salami publication normally it involves breaking a single study into multiple smaller publications, each reporting uh, partial results rather than the presenting a comprehensive analysis. In this case, we are having a significant works which need to be published all in one case as one paper, but we fragment those papers, those results into the multiple segment and publish into multiple as a multiple papers. So it normally reduces the essence of the work. So how it is going to work? Authors know a single dataset is artificially divided into multiple papers without overlapping the overlapping the content. So presenting the that same instead of publishing a full paper, authors publish incremental funding across several papers. So it normally increases the number of publication for a author, but it results is fragmented and incomplete scientific reporting is to mislead the academic community by inflating an author's publication count, create redundancy in the literatures, and increase the burden on the journals and reviewers with redundant submissions. Result is normally fragmented and incomplete reporting, making it difficult for readers to get it full picture. What are the consequences? Paper rejection and retraction will be there. Damage to an author's credibility will be there, and potential career setback if it practice is discovered. So loss of credibility and funding opportunity will be there. The next type of unethical practices is duplicate publications. Duplicate publications occurs when an author submits the same study to multiple journals or republish the same content in different venue without proper disclosure. The different types of duplicate publications are simultaneous submissions. So we are going to, in this case, submission the same manuscript to multiple journals at the same time, which is again completely unethical. Republish in another languages, translating the and republishing the same work without acknowledging the original sources, and repackaging of the previous works. So publish slightly modified version of previously published research as a new paper. Why it is unethical? It violates the copyright agreement and with the publishers, wastage journals resources, again create redundancy in literatures, violating copyright agreements. Then its consequences will be immediate rejections or retraction of the paper, permanent ban from for some of the journals, and damage to professional reputations, potential blacklisted by the journals and publishers. The next type of unethical thing is fabrication, and we are doing falsification. Fabrication we are going to call when we are going to making of result data experiment or results which does not happen. So without conducting a research we are going to create data. So the reporting clinical trials result that never took place, inventing survey reports or the statistical data. Why it is unethical? It is normally misleading. The scientific community can lead to the incorrect medical or policy decision and damage trust in the research. Second one is its consequences will be immediate retraction and publication, institutional penalties, including loss of position and funding, legal consequences in clinical and pharmaceutical research, and second one is the falsification. Falsification is whatever data we have generated, if it is not suits to our results, the outcome, the objective, we are going to manipulate those data. So manipulation in the research data, image or finding to make results make more favorable. So adjusting in this case like adjusting experimental conditions or modifying numerical value which fits a hypothesis. So in this case we modify figures and image, or selectively reporting data will be there. So partially we publish only those data which favors our result. We are not going to publish those results which does not favors our result. It leads to the non reproducible results, misguides future results and policy decisions, and consequences will be paper retraction and institutional investigation. Then next is ghost authorship. Ghost authorships occurs when individual who has significantly contributed to a research study are not credited as an author. So it normally excluding the individual who has made significant contribution to the research from the list of author. Like I have wrote paper, but my name is not there. Someone else's name will be there. So those who has contributed majorly, their name is not existing in that one. Often occurs when a research assistant or junior colleague is not credited. Uh, it is why it is unethical. Misrepresent the actual contributors to the work, and it can indicate under external influences like corporate sponsors. Consequences is if it will be found, paper will be rejected or retracted. Ethical scrutiny from the funding body or institution will be there. Similar type of second we are having where we are going to call gift authorship or the honorary authorship. In this case, gift authorship refers to the including individuals as an author who has not contributed. So we includes those persons name who has not actually contributed. Uh, so, like sometime we add senior faculty members or senior deans, principals to influence. We also include our colleagues as a favor or a friendship. Sometimes institutional pressure to boost publication records. We do all these practices. And why it is unethical? Yeah, undermine normally in academic integrity, misrepresent contributions to research. Consequences are institutional disciplinary action can be taken, and violating authorship guidelines sent by the journals and academic institutions, it leads to dispute and retraction if discovered. Then we are having citation manipulations. Citation manipulations normally involves the artificially inflating the citation count to boost impact factor, H index, and the overall citation author's profile. Some of the important forms by which we do means people do citation manipulations are excessive citation, self citation. So in this case, overciting one's own previous work without unnecessarily. Citation cartel: a group of researchers excessively citing others' papers, someone else paper, to artificially boost their impact factor or the H index. And cursory citations: some editors or journals requires authors to add citations. Like some papers came to review, and reviewers had commented that you need to cite these 10 papers, 5 papers. So that is called as cursory citations. Why it is unethical? Because it mislead the research community regarding the significance of the paper, and it undermines the integrity of the citation-based matrices. So it's SQ, citation-based matrices, and consequences will be journal rejection, retractions, loss of credibility, and potential ban for funding agency. Submitting to the predatory journals. Predatory journals are normally those journals, floral journals, which does not follow the actual rules and regulations for the reviewing processes. So that is called predatory journals, which are normally charges very high, and it is also called as overnight journal, overnight publication practices. Uh, so no proper peer review process, fake editorial boards, rapid acceptance and manipulations, high publication fee without transparency. So we can have a different video on separately on details how to find predatory journals and cloned journals. What are the consequences of predatory journals? Submission to predatory journals are loss of credibility and wasting research funds, and work is not recognized or reputed academic institutions. Means these journals do not have proper citations, proper visibility. So whenever you publish your paper, your article into such type of journals, it does not reach to the proper readers. And another kind of unethical practice is lack of ethical approvals. So when we conduct a research which requires human or animals or any kind of approvals, and without those approvals we conduct research, so this is violation of the ethical standards. It puts normally human, animals, or environment at risk, violating institutional and legal requirements. And in this case, again, consequences can be legal action can be there, and research can be banned, detraction of publication based on the unethical studies. So these are some of the consequences. And then we are having the undisclosed conflict of interest. Authors must disclose financial, professional, or personal conflict that may influence their research, like a pharmaceutical company funding a research study that promotes its drug without disclosure. In this case, loss of trust in the publications, loss of research credibility, retraction or rejection of the paper. Manipulating peer review process. Peer review process is a planned systemic process where our manuscripts will be reviewed by the actual specific reviewers in that particular field. So in this case, peer review process can be manipulated. It is going to be manipulated. Some unethical authors manipulate the peer review process by suggesting fake reviewers or providing biased reviews. Creating fake reviewers account to submit positive reviews for one's own paper, suggesting reviewers with fake email IDs controlled by the authors. And again, if it will be found, it will be retraction of the accepted papers will be there, permanent ban from the journal. On a scope, if you go to the Twitter, one of the account is a spotting who normally reports and many number of retracted paper because of these manipulating peer review processes. Paper mill publications, buying, selling fake research papers from unethical third party companies. Some paper mill fabricate entire studies and authorships and publish a lot of paper making money. Why it is unethical? Because it undermines the scientific integrity, floods means too many publications, journals with the fake studies, and consequences with the blacklisting of authors and the institutional involves detraction and loss of credibility. And lastly, we are going to conclusion will be the ethical research and publication practices are the foundation of scientific progress. Unethical practices not only damage the individual's reputation but also undermine the credibility of the scientific literatures. Uh, Journals, normally institutions and researchers must remain vigilant against these practices by adhering to the strict ethical guidelines, promoting transparency and ensuring robust peer review processes. Authors should follow the ethical writing and citing practices. Journals must implement a strict review and verification process. And institutions should educate their researchers and students, teachers for on ethical publishing standards. Funding agency and regulatory bodies should enforce accountability. One of the website is there that is called as COPE. You can go to the COPE website. They have a lot of ethical policies, guidelines, means at every stage of research and research publications. They are having the that is committee of ethical practices. Though, so we are having, so you can go there and you can read number of means ethics related articles there. So from my side, this is all about. If you like the video, press the like button. If you're not subscribed my channel, you can subscribe it. Hope this is help you at some point of time. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.